I call this getting mugged. Rhymes with Grug. I can't feel my anything. And I call this an A10 warthog. Rhymes with Grug. I call this a pixie stick. Rhymes with Grug. I call it style. Rhymes with Grug. I call it a rug. Rhymes with Grug. I call it cyanide. Rhymes with Grug.
Please help.
I call this one the Southern Border Crisis. Oh! Rhymes with Grug. Call it a pug. Rhymes with Grug. I call this one the moonwalk. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this a job application. Does not rhyme with Grug. And I call this an ender pearl. Rhymes with Grug. Call this a mug. Rhymes with Grug. I call this therapy.
So how have you been feeling since our last...
That one doesn't rhyme with Grug either. I call this a chug jug. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this one a Grug. Rhymes with Grug. I call it the atomic. I call this one tax evasion. Ooh, that one really rhymes with Grug. And I call this ASMR. Rhymes with Grug. I call these stairs. Rhymes with Grug. Oh, and I call this one the high ground. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this one a lifterator. And I call this one a hug.
No, get away from... No. Oh, this is actually kind of nice.
I call it a chiropractor. Crud. Rhymes with Grug. Ah! And I call this one Breaking Bad. Where's the product? Rhymes with Grug. And I call this one The Shining. Here's Grug. I call this a 90-degree angle. Oh, my bones. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this a wheelchair.
Is that for me?
No. Throw it out. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this one Flint and Steel. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this the back rooms. Rhymes with Grug.
Grug? No, I don't... Are you playing the national...
What is happening right now? And I call this one a microwave. Rhymes with Grug.
But I don't see any micro...
And I call this one Kirby. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this AI art.
Hello, I can generate any image using prompts in an image.
I call this one a creeper. Rhymes with Grug. Rhymes with Grug. Tricks.
Oh, he on X Games, Bob.
And I call this one a deep fryer. Rhymes with throw guy in.
Throw a guy in? Don't throw a guy in.
I call it a bug. Rhymes with Grug. And I call this John Cena. Rhymes with Grug. His name is John Cena. I call this a continental ballistic missile. Just call it a drug addiction. Rhymes with Grug addiction. Wow, I can't stop watching. I call this throwing bricks at homeless people. Rhymes with Grug. I call this another GTA 6 delay. I'm going to burn down a hospital. Rhymes with Grug. Mental decline.
I don't think you're insane at all, Grug.
Thank you, Tiny Grug. And I call this creative mode.
Okay.
I call this a factory strider.
Oh, no, we're still doing this.
Rhymes with Grug.
It's never gonna stop.
I call this fish.
Fish?
Fish.
Fish.
And I call this a 360 no scope. Call this guy getting eaten by tigers.
Grug, where are the tigers?
Oh, they'll attack. I call this a penguin. Rhymes with Grug.
I like penguin.
And I call this one Flint and Steel. Rhymes with Grug. I call this Tetris. Rhymes with Grug.
Oh, I love Tetris.
And I call this a cruise. Isn't this beautiful, guy?
Wait, where are we?
Rhymes with Grug. And I call this schizophrenia. Rhymes with... Sorry, continue.
I wasn't saying anything.